welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and I cannot believe we're at the end of October.
I know, it's Halloween, spooky season, and I got a black cat on my shirt.
You do have a black cat on your shirt? I don't have a black cat, I just wore a purple shirt.
Yeah, that's a good Halloween color.
Yeah, that's a good Halloween color.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what was it? A couple weeks ago, we carved pumpkins with the kids. That's hard.
It is hard.
Because it's like...
And it's messy.
It's messy.
And I have 2 of them that are rotting right now on my concrete that I need to get a shovel out there today and remove because they've already rotted. Carissa and her friend Aubrey made the 2 cutest pumpkins. They did a harder... It's not just a regular jack-o'-lantern face. Carissa did hers in the shape of a dinosaur. It is... I wish I had a picture. I'll look while I'm talking. And then... Aubrey did hers in the Kansas City Chiefs logo, and they both turned out so darn cute.
Well, we did those. JoJo's is a kitty cat. I don't know if I have pictures of mine either. JoJo's is a kitty cat, no, I'm really bad. I don't like wasting space on my phone, so I get rid of pictures pretty quick.
Boo!
Well, because I don't know where they go.
What? You need to get a phone with, like, a lot of memory. I haven't deleted a photo in, I don't know how many years.
Well, sometimes it says your memory thing is, your storage, do something in the cloud, and I don't know. So I erase mine sometimes.
Oh.
But anyway, hers was a cat, and Jack's was a little pumpkin kind of, I don't know. It had little holes on it. I mean, I'm like, and they're like, and I was really surprised. Because when it came down to it, neither one of them, because I was like in there with my hands getting the gunky stuff out there, like, oh, great, it's touching me. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're supposed to be gross kids. You're supposed to like that stuff. But they did not like it.
Ty, I'm going to send you a picture that shows the pumpkins.
Okay. I had to turn this pumpkin out because see his little. There we go.
Aww.
I love fall decorating.
I do
as much
too.
as I love summer. Summer's my favorite, but fall's right. Summer and fall are like right there, but fall decorating's my favorite. I think I love summer because I love my flowers so much.
Yes.
I like early summer flowers, and now I'm like, do I need a weed? I got a lot of weeds up. I might do that if I ever get the energy.
Knock on wood, have hardly any weeds.
I have a lot of weeds taken over, and I'm thinking I'm going to kill them.
And I know what the difference is this year I used preen.
Yeah.
And I used it every 3 weeks, just like it said to. And after I would sprinkle I would water it.
I only did it the one time. So you'd sprinkle the preen and then you'd water it.
And then I'd water it, and just in my mulched areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I still had a few weeds that would pop up, but nothing like previous years. I mean, it was just so few weeds that when I walked by, I'd be like, oh, there's a little one. And I'd pull it and walk off.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, no weeds.
I have one side of my house that I don't hardly get any weeds. And like the west side and the south side, I don't get a lot of weeds. But boy, that east side, what? It's in one certain area that's worse than the others. I don't know. My yard's just super weird. I don't know. It's just really weird.
Okay, so Ty's going to pull up this
picture.
my
gosh.
This is our fat cat, Teddy Roosevelt. That's actually Malia's cat, but he's living at our house for right now because she's living with her in-laws while she's waiting on her new house. So, in the background, though, you can see Carissa's dinosaur pumpkin.
That is a good dinosaur pumpkin.
Yeah, you might even be able to zoom in on that a little bit, Ty.
That's not a ginormous pumpkin. She did either. That would have been hard to do.
How cute is that little dinosaur with my mom's right there? And then I don't think the other one you can see very well, but the other one there is Aubrey's, and it is Kansas City Chiefs. And I didn't take pictures of the pumpkins. This one just ended up in the background of Teddy's picture. But
you just take a picture of Teddy?
Yeah, actually Silas took that picture because we like to take pictures of our cats throughout the day and where they're sleeping, and then we send it to each other on our family group chat. And then we all were like, oh, that silly cat, he's sleeping again,
Yeah, well, isn't that what the
cats all the time?
Isn't that what the cats are always doing, sleeping again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we keep track of where they're sleeping. It's always somewhere. But Teddy likes to be right there on the concrete.
Well, that's a good thing about the cats because my dog Vixen, she doesn't hardly ever lay still at all.
Oh.
She's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's literally nuts.
Uh-huh.
Craziest little dog I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She's got a lot of energy.
She's got a lot. She's still a puppy, though. I mean, she's not 2 yet.
She's just a baby.
She's just a baby, and I'm hoping one day she'll calm down. I got to get her fixed.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that'll calm her down a little bit.
So my little kitten, baby cat, we call her Baby. She's just the tiniest little thing, and I know she's not a baby really anymore. Like, she's almost close to being full grown, I think, but she's still tiny. Like, she's just going to be a petite little female cat. Mm-hmm. And she likes to sleep by my feet in bed, and she gets so warm and cuddly, and she'll curl up next to me, and she's just sweet as she can be while she's asleep. But she likes to wake up early.
Oh, no.
And so she'll wake up. Jason said at like 4:30 or 5, he feels like she's waking up. But I don't notice it until about 6. This morning at 6 a.m., she leaped off of the bed and full pounce onto my side table and knocked my lamp onto the floor.
Something spooked her.
No, she was just playing.
Okay.
Who knows? She was just like, crash, everything. I have chapstick laying there and everything. Like, everything's on the floor. Like, she just completely crashed the whole nightstand at 6 o'clock this morning. I'm like, well,
okay.
That's one way to wake up. But, baby cat, you got to knock it off.
Oh,
You're not going to be able to sleep in here because I'm not.
And she's ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, Vixen doesn't sleep because she wouldn't. Now, Sassy, my Shih Tzu, she'd sleep right at the foot of my bed. Vixen, it's like, stop it.
So she sleeps in her crate.
Yeah, she's downstairs in her crate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we can't sleep. You can't sleep with Vixen.
Yeah.
Now she'll go in that crate. We leave that crate open all the time, and be like, Vixie, get in your kennel. And Vixen, she'll go get her kennel, and she likes her crate.
Yeah.
There'll even be times like after, like if Jim goes to bed, because I usually stay about an hour after he goes to bed, and then and so, like, I'm sitting there watching, and, like, usually she's on my lap all the time. But he'll go to bed, and then she'll sit there for a little bit. Then, like, sometimes she just goes, gets in her crate and lays down.
My mom and dad's
That's her safe place.
Yeah, mom and dad's dog's the same way. The door's always open. She comes and goes out of her crate.
Yep, that's how Vixie is.
The company will come over. She might bark at them when they get there, but then she goes and lays down in her crate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Animals are such fun things.
They really are.
Yeah.
Make me happy.
So fun. But anyway, the haunted house.
Yes,
the
let's
haunted
talk about
carnival.
That. So this episode we're filming will air, I believe, on Friday, October 24th, which would mean tonight is the opening night for the Haunted Theater at Nostalgia Theater, downtown Flora. The doors open on Friday night at 7. Mm-hmm. Saturday night, which is Halloween parade, it will open immediately following the Halloween parade. Mm-hmm. Each night we're open. The first night we're open till 11. Second night probably midnight, just kind of whenever the crowd clears out.
Mm-hmm. And then the 31st.
And then we're open on Halloween night, the 31st, starting at 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. And it is going to be so
It's a
cool.
scary event.
It's a scary event.
And it's cool in there.
Junior high ages and up, if you have a child that is younger than junior high that you know ahead of time does okay with really scary stuff, maybe that's a parental decision.
Yeah.
But also maybe not. My kids would have rather died at that age than have went to this event.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be super scary. My kids could not even walk up to your door on trick-or-treat night to say trick-or-treat because your front yard is so scary.
Yeah, I know. And this is totally, this is it looks pretty cool in there. We got in there and turned some lights on and stuff. It's not even done. I'm not even done yet.
It's a carnival theme.
It's carnival theme.
It's going to be very scary. It's going to be very dark. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a flat surface to walk on.
Yes, flat surface, no crawling.
No crawling.
No tight spaces because I can't handle any of that.
No one will be touching you.
No.
But it is going to be a very scary environment, and you're going to weave your way through the theater and back out again.
Yeah.
The cost is $10 a person.
It is
a fundraiser for the theater because we are always needing to pay our bills. And
because we're broke right now.
So anyway, please come and support us. Even if you don't like haunted houses, and you can still come and give us $10.
Yeah.
And wish us well.
Did you talk to your brother about the popcorn, maybe?
The popcorn. So my brother has a kettle corn business called Colonel Pops, and it is going to be at the Halloween parade night. It's actually not going to be right in front of the theater. It's going to be on the other side of the street now in that parking lot. The city,
by the police officers?
He talked to the city and they would rather him be a little bit more, it gets so congested along the sidewalk. So he's going to be where the old Clay Medical Building is, right next to the Chinese restaurant, that parking lot now that's city-owned parking. He's going to be right there in front of that parking lot selling kettle corn. He has a lot of flavors, though. He has this one that's jalapeno cheddar, I think.
I want to go get some of his popcorn.
He has like regular kettle corn, but then he also has Silas's favorite, I think, is just the regular. Jason loves the jalapeno, and I love just the regular cheddar. But it's all good.
How does he do that in the same? How does he do that? Does he have different kettles?
I don't know how he does. I haven't asked.
Yeah, and he has one of them great big honking kettles.
Yeah, he goes around. He's been going around to festivals, and so anyway, my brother Brad DeVore, if you know him, he has
I've got a
YouTube
40-gallon kettle. I'll
channel.
sell him if he wants it.
Yeah,
Jim bought one, but he's got a 40-gallon cast iron
Oh
kettle.
well, you might ask him about that.
Yeah, because I need to get it out of one of my rooms because I
Okay.
don't know why Jim thought he needed a 40-gallon cast iron kettle. It was
Yeah.
one of the ones using for the chowder.
Yeah.
The Elm River chowder.
Okay.
I don't know,
we
but
can
anyway.
ask him about that. But anyway, there will be kettle corn downtown that night. We were gonna. The reason she said that is because it was gonna be right in front of the theater, but
It'd be
it's
really
just gonna be a
lot
little
of people.
congested there. So
Yeah.
he moved across the
Yeah,
street.
because he's got to have heat and stuff. That would
Yeah.
be a lot. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, it's going to be a super eventful weekend in Clay County because Friday also starts off the Louisville Fall Harvest Festival
right.
in Louisville, which was a really big deal when I was in high school in at North Clay. And they'll have the pageant. They'll have their own parade on Saturday,
And then our parade.
and then the Halloween parade at Flora Saturday night, and the haunted house.
Our haunted house.
So many fun things are
going
happening.
on. And has anybody looked at what the weather's going to be?
I haven't. No.
I haven't either. Better be nice. Better not be
Yeah.
like last week. Last weekend was not good. Okay, my ad.
Yes, let's see it.
I found an old Dr. Pepper ad once again from the 1900s.
Okay.
It's like they making it sound like it's healthy.
Uh-huh.
The extreme care, the hygienic cleanliness used in making as well as shipping Dr. Pepper means a lot to you. Drink Dr. Pepper, trademark, king of beverages, free from caffeine, which of course it always has been. A universal coupon given for each.
Is it still
Glass.
free from caffeine?
I think
I
Dr.
didn't
Pepper
think-
has always been.
I don't
But I
think
love the
so.
way it says healthful.
Yeah.
Thirst quenching, satisfying. Dr. Pepper Company, Waco, Texas. So when Dr. Pepper came out, they literally pushed it not as a soft drink, but as a health drink.
Yeah, it does contain caffeine these days.
Does it?
A 12-ounce can of Dr. Pepper typically contains about 41 milligrams of caffeine. That's slightly less than the caffeine content of a cup of coffee.
Oh, really? So it does. Yeah, I love it. The extreme care, the hygienic cleanliness used in making as well as shipping Dr. Pepper means a lot to you. So when they I always wondered why it was Dr. Pepper. I don't like Dr. Pepper. It's not my favorite. It's too spicy for me. I don't like it at all. My mother loved Diet Dr. Pepper. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm like, okay, so Dr. Pepper literally came out as a health drink.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
So in this rabbit hole of the caffeine content,
yeah.
do you know which soda has the most caffeine?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, specifically Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, generally contains the most caffeine per ounce among common sodas. A 12-ounce can of Zero Sugar Mountain Dew has about 68.4 milligrams of caffeine.
What does
So Mountain Dew Zero Sugar has 68
what does
milligrams.
this one have?
That
This
one
is
probably
I
has
have Mountain Dew Zero, but I have Diet Mountain Dew too.
that one probably has about 114 milligrams of caffeine.
So this one's got the most?
Yes, that would be like drinking like 3 cups of coffee. No,
Yeah.
cup of coffee is 95. So it'd be like a little stronger than a cup of coffee.
Yep, that's my girl
Yeah.
right there. I'm a Diet Coke. Fountain drinks, like if I go, I love my Diet Coke, but if I'm doing a bottle, I'm going to hit the Diet Mountain Dew
Okay,
every
so
time.
I was talking about Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. So Mountain Dew regular and Diet Mountain Dew, they contain less caffeine than the Zero Sugar version with about 54 milligrams
See,
per 12-ounce
I
can.
drink 2 or 3 of these this morning and be okay.
Big Fizz Cola, have you ever drinking that? That has a lot. Big Fizz Cola, they have 62 milligrams. Right after Mountain Dew comes Diet Coke. That
love
has
Diet
46 milligrams of caffeine.
Glorious.
Dr. Pepper, 41 milligrams of caffeine. And then after that comes Coke, Coke Zero, Pepsi. All of those have 34 to 38 milligrams of caffeine per 12 ounce.
Yeah.
So there's your lesson for today.
Yeah. If I'm drinking out of a bottle, it's going to be Diet Mountain Dew. But if I get a fountain, it's Diet Coke all the way. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite. I don't know. I
like lots of different fountain sodas, but Coke is my favorite. But I really like Pepsi.
When I'm not on a diet, I love Grape Crush. If I'm trying to cut down from sugar.
Your shirt reminds me of Grape Crush.
I could live off Grape or Big Red.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love Big Red too, but that stuff has so much sugar in it.
Yeah.
And if I drink this, I can eat a Snickers. We need to take a break. All
right. We'll be right back.
This is Christy, inviting you to wrap yourself in lasting luxury at Carnaby Square. We specialize in one-on-one customer service, high quality, head-turning, on-trend fashions, footwear, accessories, and a complete line of Brighton leather goods and jewelry. If you want to nix fast fashion and invest in a true-to-size, ethically manufactured wardrobe that you'll wear for years, it's time to treat yourself at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We're talking behind the scenes, of course, just like always. Okay, so today's episode, I have a variety of things I want to talk about, but the first thing...
You have old books, and I'm like,
I have old books, and I'm going to keep one of them hidden from you until I get to it, because I don't think that you have it, and I want to surprise you with it. Okay. But first, we're going to talk about this one. Abby's not here today, so we can't have her zoom in, but... This is called History of Illinois, and this was given to me this week, and I thought, well, that's
fun.
That's an interesting book, so let's read it.
Okay, first of all, who's giving you gifts?
My Aunt Michelle.
Okay, I'm not gonna be jealous
Michelle
then.
DeVore.
Okay, that's okay then.
Yes, so she found these, and she thought I would like them, and she was so right. So, okay. So this History of Illinois book, in the front, it says a name, and I think it says Bernard Traub. I'm not sure. But
Bernard?
That's what it looks like.
Now you're speaking like me.
Bernard? I don't know.
Bernard.
Okay. But I think it was a child that wrote it. Somebody that was old enough to write cursive, but like having just learned cursive. And then it was like he tried to erase it. But it was already in there.
It is definitely Bonard.
Yeah.
Traub, Bernard.
Well, we'll look him up in a minute.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find him on Find a Grave.
I'm
betting he's not still alive.
I'll search Find a Grave.
Okay,
I'm so good at it.
That should be an easy one to come up with because he's got an interesting first name. Okay, so the copyright on this book, I know you can't see it, but it's 1927. And I think that this book was used in a classroom. I think this was a textbook.
No results. Of course, I'm not very good at it.
And the interesting thing about it is it goes all through the history of Illinois, starting... I'll read this little preface, but it says, the aim of this book is to give in a simple, concise, and interesting form the important facts in the development of Illinois from the days of the mound builders to the present. The story tells of the French explorers and settlers, the English trading companies and military posts, the great feat of George Rogers Clark, who we have a statue of in Flora, the influx of settlers from the east and the south, and later from Europe. the growth of cities, the construction of railroads, canals, and highways, of Illinois in the Civil War, and of the tremendous development since the Civil War. It would be impossible in a book of this size to treat all the important topics of Illinois history. However, it has been possible to give in sufficient detail all topics which are necessary to a very satisfactory knowledge of the history of our state, such a knowledge as has been in contemplation by those who have prepared the new course of study for our state. See, course of study. I think this is a school book. It is hoped that the boys and girls of Illinois may be inspired to richer and happier lives by the deeds of the men and women who founded and built our state. Signed, August Mao, Joliet, Illinois. So this was written. Was written for boys and girls so that they would live happier lives by knowing the history of their state.
I found a Bernard Carl Traub.
Okay.
Born in 1924. He lived till 1991, and he is buried at Homewood in Cook County, Illinois. Huh. Yeah, there's.
Does he have any relatives?
There's actually a picture
that are from this area. His mom, dad. Search through them, see if there's any ties.
Okay. Look at me go.
Look at you go. You did it, girl. Okay. So it starts off with the mound builders. And each of these stories about Illinois history is just a couple pages. It's just a couple pages. Just gives them the truth, the outline of, hey, there were these mound builders and this is what we know. Then it's the French. Hey, the French came and they had this battle and they built this fort, and this is what happened. And then, then the next chapter, Americans gained control of the land. It's really a very nice history book. And I know if you were to hand it to any child today, they would not be interested at all because look how ugly it is.
I know, but it's
and they would be
cool.
like, I'm not reading that. Why would I read that? That's old. It doesn't matter. It's still pertinent to today. It still explains the history of things that happened a long time ago and that are important in Illinois. So honestly, like a teacher could like copy. I know there's probably not allowed because they have to buy their curriculum from the government. But like you could run this through a copy machine and staple it and make some really good lessons. Homeschool moms, if you're interested, I'll make you a copy.
Right.
That was a good find. Okay,
that is neat.
So. Any more on our friend?
Mainly, they're all up in Cook County.
Okay, we might have to come back to him.
I'll tell you what, though, there's lots of old pictures by there.
And I mean, this book, we found it in Clay County, but it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Clay County. He could have lived in Chicago, and this could have been his book.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If it's not a school book from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Homewood Memorial Gardens, Cook County, Illinois.
Okay, so a little Chicago boy.
Little Chicago
book. Okay, let's move on to the next find. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to be disappointed if you already have this book.
Okay.
But you might because you're a fanatic about this stuff.
Okay.
So, this book is called The Sailor Spring Story. The Sailor Spring Story.
I have one, but it's not that one. But now I need that book in my life.
You definitely need this book in your life. So, it has a picture of the Woodlawn Hotel on the front. And then it says, by Burl Reinhardt. Okay, so
now where'd you get that one?
Same person.
I need
Michelle.
I need Michelle in my life.
Everyone needs Michelle in your life. And the thing, so Michelle's married to my dad's brother Ted. They have a business, Big T Pet Home and Security, and they'll come to your house and take care of your pets or your house or your pool or whatever while you're on vacation. Or you can drop your dogs off with them during the day. They do doggy daycare. You can leave your pets with them for a week, 2 weeks, whatever you need. They are awesome at what they do. Okay. So this Sailor Spring Story, I opened it and I thought, this is just going to be another book about the history of Sailor Springs. And it's just going to be, I mean, I've already read it. Not this, but I've already read books on Sailor Springs. Like, I know a lot about Sailor Springs. Like, la-di-da. Here's another book. Wrong. This one is different. You know why?
Why?
It's almost written like a novel. This woman, Burl Reinhardt, is amazing.
Really?
So this book, The Sailor Spring Story, and this is a signed copy, by the way. It's autographed by Burl herself. Burl is a woman. We have a picture of Burl. Why don't you get that ready for us, Ty? Yep, that's her. Let's show that. This is Burl Reinhardt. She was a weaver. Jason's mom was a weaver, but I couldn't find any connection to
My
them.
granny's sister was married to a weaver.
Okay. So this Burl wrote this book in 1956. So this picture was around 1956. She says, to my husband Colmore, you, Reinhardt, my sons Mansell Colmore, Michael and Van, and my daughter Jean, thank you for your patience with me. I love you all very much. Colmore died in 1958, so he just died 2 years after she wrote this and dedicated this book to him. Her daughter's name was Miriam Jean, which I think Miriam is a beautiful name, but she called her Jean instead of Miriam. Okay, so this is how she puts a little foreword into the book. Thank you, Ty. And she says, for many years, I have collected material on the early times of my hometown, Sailor Springs, which is located in the east central part of Clay County, just 5.5 miles north of Clay City. In so doing, a lot of material on surrounding territory was accumulated also. My intentions have been to work this material into historical fiction, but there were those who expressed a hope to read about their pioneering ancestors. So let me stop there. I read historical fiction. Like if I'm going to pick up a novel, I love historical fiction. It's really hot right now. Like this was her plan, was to take some of the facts about what happened at Sailor Springs and turn it into a historical fiction novel, which would have been fantastic. Yeah. But a lot of people around her was like, no, I want you to write about my ancestor. I want them to be in the book or whatever. Okay. So she says, so instead of a fictitious novel, true names, places, dates, and facts are told within the pages of this book. However, I have attempted to make history more interesting by weaving the true names and facts into a narrative style pattern. Perhaps in some paragraphs I have twisted details to suit my imagination, and it will rightly seem that the truth about some things is a little far-fetched. Okay, so this book isn't written like a textbook. It's not written like facts. It's not written like nonfiction. It's written like a novel. But all of the people, the names, the places, and the facts are there. But little details like she sat down and enjoyed her tea. Well, we don't know if she sat down and enjoyed her tea. She's throwing that in there. But basically, it's the best of both worlds.
Oh, yeah.
It's truth,
So
but it's telling a story.
Yeah.
And she's telling a story, and that's why it's Sailor Spring's Story is the title of the book. Okay, she goes on to say, it is to the memory of Miss Lily Garst, who was my next-door neighbor for several years, and who at the age of 84 passed from this world on January the 29th, 1956, that I dedicate this work. It's G-A-R-S-T. It was from newspapers she had saved all through the years, and from stories she told me that the greatest part of the knowledge you will read on the forthcoming pages was gained. And I did have the permission to use her name for the protagonist of this story. Upon being asked for the privilege of writing a story about her, she tightly pressed her lips together, snapped her eyes, and then this is what she said, "Don't make me out to be too good." I love her already.
Yeah, I did the G-A-R-S-T.
G-A-R-S-T, yeah. I think I have some pictures coming up, though.
Okay, good.
But there are many others who have helped furnish material for this story. Without this help, the story could never have been written. To all these people, I am deeply grateful, and I thank them sincerely. Especially do I thank the Only Daily Mail for the cooperation received. Without that cooperation, the book could have never been published. Can you take a commercial break?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
At Clay County Hospital, we are dedicated to providing quality care for you and your family. Our skilled medical team is committed to your well-being, ensuring that you receive the personalized attention you deserve. From filling your prescriptions at our state-of-the-art pharmacy to a visit with our compassionate behavioral health providers, we're here to support you every step of the way in your journey. Experience the difference at Clay County Hospital, where your health is our priority. Clay County Hospital, complete care, start to finish.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We're talking about this book I found called The Sailor Spring Story and how it's written like a novel, but it's really based on everything that happened. And it was written by Burl Reinhardt. She goes on to say in her foreword, there are people, places, facts, and incidents that I have failed to mention in the Sailor Spring story, and for this I am truly sorry. And I honestly apologize for the mistakes throughout. Often in old newspapers and other sources of information, names are misspelled, and two ways of spelling a name sometimes change with the years. Speaking of that, she spelled Jenny Garst's name wrong. Yeah. So Jenny is the main character in the book. She, in the book, spells it G-A-R-S-T. We have since found Jenny's tombstone, which is clearly her, same parents, everything, and it's spelled G-H-A-R-S-T, which I think is still a name in this area of Clay County. A large amount of the early data in this book was taken from the history of Clay and Wayne counties. There's been a great lot of research used in compiling this story, and while the data is as correct...
I got to stop you for a second. Okay. This is really weird. Okay, something's not right with the names. So, let's see. So, Henry Light Garst. So, is G-A-R... Okay, so Lily Garst's parents is Henry Garst, G-A-R-S-T. Elizabeth Garst, G-A-R-S-T. Her name is G-H-A-R-S-T. But all of her siblings are G-A-R-S-T.
So everyone spelled it G-A-R-S-T except on hers it ended up G-H-A-R-S-T? Yeah, is it that way on the stone?
Yeah, her stone is G-H-A-R-S-T, but right here's her parents, Henry and Anna, G-A-R-S-T.
Okay, well, I would have thought that Burl would have known since she was her neighbor how to spell her last name. But
then like Henry, but then like right here, it's like got Henry Light Garst, that's her dad, G-A-R-S-T. But then in the bio, Henry Garst, G-H-A-R-S-T of Sailor Springs departed.
So it was like interchangeable. They spelled it both ways.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But then all the other ones...
I would have thought they would have just left the H out because it's silent.
Jars.
Exactly.
It's like Hannah. I never understood people put an H on the end of Hannah. Hannah.
There's a lot of names that have a silent H at the end, though.
The H is not supposed to be silent. English language is sometimes silly.
It is silly sometimes.
Yeah. That's the deal with Lily Garst. Okay. Continue.
All right. So I'm not going to read this whole book to you, obviously, but I am going to read just a little bit so you can see how it's set up, and then I'm going to show you some pictures of the people that it's talking about. So this is the beginning of the book. This was written in 1956, or at least published in 1956. This is also around the time Little House on the Prairie books were being written. Laura Ingalls Wilder started writing Little House on the Prairie in the 1930s, I believe. I have a feeling that Burl Reinhardt had read Little House on the Prairie, and not that she's copying, but it's very similar setup. Okay, so if you've read the books, you kind of are going to get that vibe here. But it's about Sailor Springs, not Walnut Grove.
Okay, not Walnut Grove.
Here we go. The train whistled. Lily's Pa and Ma began bustling around, getting their belongings together. Lily felt a surge of excitement trickle through her tiny body. She nudged her companion. "Are we there?" she said. "Fred, are we there?" Fred, a lad of 13, occupying the wine-covered plushy seat beside his 5.5-year-old niece, didn't answer. He began to bustle around too. He had several bundles and a carpet bag to take care of, besides a hat to locate. Lily brushed brown hair away from her face and pressed her small nose against the window, trying to peer out through the dust-stained glass at the country as it sped by. She wondered what it was going to be like. So far, she hadn't seen anything that appeared much different than things back home on the farm in Ohio. A man in a dark suit with fancy buttons and wearing a funny little stiff hat came through the coach where Lily, her pa, and Ma and Uncle Fred were riding. He shouted something which Lily thought sounded like Clace. Anyway, she knew that was the name of the place they were going to get off because she heard Pa and Ma talking about Pa's cousin John, who was going to meet them at Clay City.
Clay City.
And then they all were going to ride home with him and stay for a while. Lily guessed they were there, but she didn't bustle around like the others. She just kept trying to see out the window until Ma, with her wraps on, began to fuss at her. "Lily, get into your cloak and hood. We're there." Thus, on the evening of March 15th, 1877, Henry Garst, 31, and his wife, Anna Maria, they called her Molly, 27, their daughter, Lily, and Anna Maria's young brother, Fred, Breath, whose mother had died when he was a small boy, arrived by a rail to the town of Clay City, Illinois, then a place of 22 years standing. John Miller met the folks from Ohio at the depot that raw March evening. Mr. Miller was a huge man of German descent and of Dunkard faith. It was a good 6 or 7 miles north and east of Clay City to the Miller homestead. Darkness began to settle and twinkling yellow lights dotted the countryside. Lily was cold as she bumped along between Cousin John and Ma high up on the seat in the spring wagon. It was right glad she was when they got there. Okay, so we have a picture of Mr. and Mrs. John Miller. Let's take a look at them. This is who picked them up at the train station.
So she has pictures in that book?
Yes, so there's pictures as you go. So it is set up like a novel, but at the same time, this is all true. So the date that she threw in there, they arrived on March the 15th, 1877. Henry Garst, his wife, Anna Maria, they showed up. The Millers picked them up. This is the Millers. And as you read the book, not every page has pictures, but a lot of the page has pictures of actual Sailor Springs and Clay City people.
How cool.
Along with pictures of other things in town, groups and stuff. If you have a hard time reading history books because they're boring and they're nonfiction,
right,
but you'd like to know more about Sailor Springs, I believe that Burl Reinhardt wrote this one for you.
Yeah.
Because it truly reads like Little House on the Prairie, but it is all things that happened in Clay City and Sailor Springs. John Miller. They stayed with the Millers for a little bit. And then it says, it was the barest of necessities that the Garsts began their lives as Illinois farmers in Clay County. From a horse trader, a team of strawberry rowans was bought. Money was scarce, and it was from the coins in Lily's little tin bank that the first cow was purchased. 1 dozen Dominic hens and a rooster completed the initial livestock investment. Henry, Molly, Lily, and Fred lived in the little frame dwelling, tilling the soil, raising stock and chickens, gathering eggs, and churning butter for several years without many changes. Lily was a small replica of her mother, wearing the same style hairdo with a middle part. The resemblance was especially noticed when the two would do the evening chores with ankle-length skirts whipping about the tops of their high shoes. We have a picture of Lily. Let's take a look at that. This is Lily here. And she kind of has fringed bangs at this point in her life. Other pictures, she had her hair parted.
She almost looks like she's a little bit darker,
Yeah.
Darker complected. And...
Yeah. So that's Lily. I didn't notice if there were any other pictures of her as she aged. I know she didn't die until she was in her 80s. But this covers Dr. Sparling.
I love Dr. Sparling.
And that's the house that
Linda Davidson
lives in. It covers so many of the names that you hear about when you talk about
Who's on the back cover?
the back cover. This is the, yeah, let me take a picture of this one.
Yeah.
Let me send this to Ty. This is an important one. I should have sent
Yeah.
this.
Let's do that one. And what's Sailor Spring Story?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where I could find that book.
I don't know.
I need to buy that book. I'm going to look on
I
Amazon.
knew that you would be insanely jealous.
Story by Burl
Reinhardt.
I'm going to look it up. You never know. I found the,
Okay.
I bought the Greenlaw book.
Oh, did you? Yeah, you never know what you're going to find on Amazon, even if it's like out of print or whatever.
Yeah, you never know.
There was a book I wanted on my family's history, and I went to Amazon. They had one used copy of it available, and I bought it. And my mom was just in shock that I even
Burl
found
is
it.
B-E-R.
B-E-R-Y-L.
There we go. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, let's take a look at this family photo. This is their family picture. They are left to right. Henry was the dad. Then there's Lily standing in the back and Anna Maria. This was taken about 1888. Her mother is very pretty. They both are pretty, very petite little ladies.
That's awesome.
And then Anna, the mother, Anna Maria, her mother must have died young because she raised her brother Freddie. In this chapter I was reading, Freddie was 13 years old. And the date was 1877. So about, 10 years before this photo we're looking at right now was taken, was when they arrived in Sailor Springs. So Freddie would have been 23 at the time this picture, or 24 at the time this picture was taken. So he probably wasn't in the family photo. He technically wasn't their child. He was the mother's brother.
Yeah.
He was an uncle, but he was still young. He was only, what would that be? Like 6 or so years
Guess
older
what I
than
just
the
ordered?
sister. You got it?
Yep.
She ordered it.
I ordered it.
Yours will probably be in better shape
Yeah,
than
it's
mine.
brand
Mine's
new.
a little rough. Oh, it's brand new.
It's
You can
brand
still
new.
buy it. Okay.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Well, how interesting that it's still in print.
Yeah,
But-
that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
October 28th through November 12th.
All right. Hot dog. She's got
Hot
her
dog.
a copy.
Boom, I got me a
So-
picture.
Anyway, this is a
That's
really
awesome.
good book. I'm going to read it cover to cover. I haven't had time to do it yet, but you guys, I love Little House on the Prairie. You
What?
know I love Sailor Springs.
No.
You know I love history. This just wraps it all up in one tidy little bundle.
Yeah.
So thank you, Burl.
Let me
I
see
was
that
gonna,
book real quick because it doesn't have it's got this one's got this cool cover on that one, but this is just the green part of it. Yeah, I gotta this is fantastic.
So I wanted to discover a little bit more about Burl because it was interesting that she did this, and I love historians, and I love, I wanted to find out a little bit more about her. She passed away at the age of 86 in the Olney Care Center in 1990. She died on October 18th, 1990. What is today? The 21st.
21st.
Yeah, so just, wow, okay. Mrs. Reinhardt was born in Clay County on September the 15th, 1904, the daughter of Walter and Bertha Burnweaver. She married Colmore Reinhardt, and he preceded her in death on June the 5th of 1958. This was the interesting part. She was a homemaker, an antique doll dealer,
Woo, really?
and she was known for having written a book entitled The Sailor Springs Story, which was published in 1956. So,
Wow.
antique doll dealer, that's kind of neat. Some of those antique dolls I think are creepy.
They
though.
are kind of creepy. Yeah.
So, survivors included at the time that she passed her sons, Mansell Colmore Jr., Michael F., and Van Reinhardt, and a daughter, Miriam Jean Doan, 12 grandchildren, and 13 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
She was preceded in death by her parents, her husband, and 4 brothers.
We need to take a quick commercial break.
Okay, we'll be right back.
This book even
Since 2004, Ed Lewis Trucking has been moving America forward. Family-owned and built on values that matter. Reliability, hard work, and service you can count on. From dry van freight to dump and hopper bottoms, plus top-tier truck maintenance in their state-of-the-art shop that's open to all truckers, not just their own fleet. They're growing stronger, expanding with their recent acquisition of McKinney Trucking, but never losing sight of what drives them. It's Ed Lewis Trucking. Family-driven, service-proven. Call Ed Lewis Trucking at 618-686-3555.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Jimmy order lumber, doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, Jimmy ordered guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and
We have been having a good time talking about Sailor Springs.
Talk about Sailor Springs.
Yeah, so the book that was written by Burl Reinhardt, she dedicated it to her husband Colmore in the beginning, and then I learned in my research that he passed away only 2 years after she wrote that. So I was like, he couldn't have been really all that old. So what happened to him? And I found his obituary. Colmore Reinhardt, he was 62 of Sailor Springs, and he died of a heart attack, it says. It was a newspaper clipping. He died of a heart attack last night. He was survived by his wife, Burl, and it lists all of his family's names. But and they're buried at Dillman Cemetery. But that's sad. And the interesting thing about Colmore, her husband, he fought in World War I. And then they had a son, Mansell, and he fought in World War II.
Really?
So it was a family of veterans, and the mom, Burl, was a historian and did a great job writing that book. I kind of wonder, I mean, she's not mentioned as writing anything else. She just did the one book and was done. But
right.
I think she, maybe if she'd been born in a different time and in a different place, she might have had a whole bunch of historical fiction novels, you know?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
What else you got there?
Okay,
Well, this looks like something else interesting you
So
found.
now I'm moving on. I talked about this last week. This is my war stories. We're moving on a little closer to Veterans Day, and I'm throwing in some here and there. And so I'm just going to pull out maybe some of the shorter stuff here. Let's see. I think we might have covered him in a different one. Here's one on Dode Briscoe, James Dode.
My dad loved Dode Briscoe.
This, it says, is reprinted from the December 31st, 1943 Quad City Bulletin, a semi-weekly that served Flora, Clay City, Louisville, and Xenia. It was brought in by the widow of James Dode Briscoe. He went into the Marines on July the 24th of 1942 and was discharged on October 18th, 1945. Briscoe received the Presidential Unit Citation for the Tarawa Battle. He was in the battles in Guadalcanal, Tinian, Saipan, and Tarawa. I don't know if I'm saying those right.
I don't know either.
2 Flora men, this is the article, 2 Flora men, Captain M.H. Parker and Private First Class James L. Briscoe, shared honors with other American combat forces engaged in the tremendous undertaking of the Marines and Army to wrest control of the Gilbert Islands from the Japs. Ranked as one of the bloodiest battles of the entire history of the nation, the 2 men came through safely and at the time of writing home were in a rest camp enjoying a somewhat limited Thanksgiving dinner. In a letter to his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Briscoe, young James, a member of the 2nd Marine Division, said that he went ashore on the first day of the Tarawa battle and remained until the finish. In the storm of the battle, Briscoe said his helmet was pierced by a Jap bullet, which made 30 holes in the inner netting, and he still wonders how it was that he remained alive and unscratched, except for cuts from coral sustained in the landing. How amazing to have your helmet shot up, 30 holes even in the netting, and to not have a scratch on you, man. He had to have amazing guardian angels.
Yeah.
The hand of God was on him.
Definitely.
Yeah, so commenting on the battle, Briscoe said, I landed on the first day, and was it ever rough? It sure is one experience I never want to go through again. As a result of his escape from death, Briscoe said the boys in his unit are calling him, quote, Lucky. That was his name. There is a picture here. I know it's not real clear, but this is James Dode Briscoe there in uniform. So that was a good. Some of these I'm saving because they're long. I'm going to do a whole episode on them. But some of these are short. Some of them.
Those are, some of those paper. I love the inserts. I've got some of those because Veterans Day is approaching, correct?
Yes, it is. It's November 11th. It's coming right up. Okay. How much time do I have?
You got time.
Okay.
So you got a few more. Yeah, you got about 7 minutes.
Okay. Early discharge surprises family. This is by Audrey Haynes, which I believe we talked about on the last episode. Did we talk about Audrey Haynes?
I don't think so. That name's not familiar to me.
Hang on. I know what ones I did. And it was a mystery. Yeah, she wrote about the mystery, and then she was finding her dad's grave, and she couldn't find it. Okay, well, apparently she turned in this other story, too. And this one is about lucky number 13 for Corporal Fremont E. Haynes, who served in the 2nd Army 136th Evac Hospital Unit. This soldier is from Sisney and the husband of Audrey Smith Haynes. Okay, so the story I covered last week was about her dad. Audrey's now writing this story about her husband. He entered the service for his country April the 4th of 1944 on his older daughter Glendale's 7th birthday. He received his training at Fort Sheridan, Camp Jordan, Georgia. He continued his training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and Fort Evans, Massachusetts. On March the 7th, 1945, he was sent overseas and was in France, Belgium, and Germany. He came back to the USA on a furlough landing September 13th, 1945. He reported back to the base at Rockford, where he was told he would be sent to Camp McCoy, Wisconsin, for occupational duty in Japan. Upon his arrival there, his orders were changed. Another military order. He was to be discharged to civilian life because of the new point system. With 3 battle stars, 29 years of age, and 2 daughters, he qualified. He was discharged the next day, November the 13th, 1945, at the 13th hour in the 13th group. So lucky number 13 for him. So it was November 13th. He didn't even know he was getting discharged. And all of a sudden they changed his orders and were like, oh, because you're 29 and you have 2 kids at home and you've been serving for so long, you get to be discharged. And he's probably like, wow, okay, I'll take that. So November the 13th in the 13th hour in the 13th group. Here he met Everett Schuyler, whom he knew from Flora, who was also being discharged. Everett's wife, Esther, was to meet him at Effingham. He invited Corporal Haynes to join him. As they waited for transportation at the camp entrance, a man asked them where they were going. Effingham, Illinois, was the reply. The man was also going there and invited them to go with him. Esther Schuyler was there at the Effingham depot waiting for her husband. They were headed for Flora and were going past Corporal Haynes' home just south of the Sohio station on US 45, 3rd house on the east side of the highway. It was about midnight when they arrived at the Haynes residence. His early arrival was a complete surprise for the Haynes family. Mrs. Haynes said, "Praise the Lord, you're home to stay." Corporal Haynes and his dad, J.R. Haynes, were both cooks in the Army. So can you imagine just being the wife and not having any idea that he's getting discharged? I mean, he couldn't text her or call her. Right here is Corporal Haynes. So there was no way for her to know he was even coming home.
Oh, wow.
And then a knock on the door at midnight, and it's her husband, and then he's like, "Surprise, they discharged me." Because I'm 29 and I have 2 kids at home, and I have 3 battle stars. So he had been in 3 battles. He'd done his time, basically. They said, "You did good. You served in 3 battles. You got 3 battle stars. You're 29 years old, and you have 2 kids at home. We'll cut you slack. You're done."
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was a happy story. Let's see if I have another one that's super short.
Yeah, because you just got a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Those papers are so cool.
I like reading these as we get close to Veterans Day, and just to know how many local people were.
Well, if you go to the
involved.
library, you might not be able to find one in time. When you go up to the library, if you go up to Library Park and look at that memorial, we did a show on that memorial not too long ago when it was all being erected, and it's pretty cool. You just, of course, anytime you go, you see the Etchison boy, that was in was it, Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Yeah, it was shot.
Leslie Etchison.
Leslie, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the back of this is an ad from the Advocate Press. I think they sum it up well, and it says, "Let freedom ring. Thank you so much. The Daily Clay County Advocate Press and we who work here wish to extend our thanks to every veteran of every conflict in which the United States has been involved. In the dark days of wartime, your service preserved our country as we know it." Then in capital big bold letters it says, "We as a people can never sufficiently show our gratitude for our veterans." That's so true. Also at this time, we wish to express our sincere thanks to those who contributed articles and pictures published in this special magazine section. We sincerely hope you will patronize these business establishments and perhaps thank them for their part in war memories. See, that's very nice, very classy,
nice.
Well done.
Very classy. Very nice.
Advocate Press was a great paper for many, many years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Okay, we're going to end with our "You Might Be a Redneck."
Okay.
There's one that I can't do because it's got a bad word in it.
Uh-oh.
You might be a redneck if the primary color of your car is Bondo.
That's funny.
You might be a redneck if your mounted deer head sports a baseball cap and sunglasses.
That's funny. I have a deer head in our house right now, and it has a top hat on. Not really a top hat, like a gangster hat from like the 1920s.
My mother-in-law always would put that old ugly garland around her deer. You might be a redneck if you have Pabst Blue Ribbon on tap in your bathroom.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
That's it. We're completely out of time.
Oh gosh.
Now.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.